I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Buy merch indeed.
Hello.
Challenge to lead
We
them.
were just talking about cult leaders.
Yeah, that's what we about.
But don't you kind of
Y'all
think,
didn't know that I was a cult leader in my past life.
everybody calls you a cult leader. Honey, don't you think that, I mean, people are grown people. Like, how are you going to put somebody in jail for people following stupidity?
Yeah, but...
I mean, you did it. You went with it. You're both consenting adults. That can't be right. Buy it now! Okay.
Holy shit. That can't be right.
It can't. There's some sort of mistake. Seriously, we should just... If there was a buy it now option.
I know.
On Amazon.
Buy that shit right now. Like 250,000.
Yeah, but you know what happened one time? We went on a vacation and my parents were like, oh, we're going to go to, I think it was Christmas, Florida or something like that. And it was supposed to be unbelievable. And we got there and it was just...
Okay, it looks like there's a
disaster.
$50,000 membership that you pay one time. And then...
So that's worth it all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, babe, we're in the middle of a DJ stream.
Yeah, it just popped on my phone.
I know.
All right, well, there you go.
ADD's kicking in now.
I'll join your
Chill.
cult, the cult of metal.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a cult shirt coming out pretty soon. I have a
the
cult.
cult.
I haven't even told Soraya about it yet. But it's coming.
Of course,
Okay.
I don't know why you would, since I've
This
got
is
two shirts I still have to
Amenra,
make.
Children of the Eye.
Okay, so Children of the Eye, a vocal style that is quite different from the rest and also very drony music, but still a post-metal band.
Okay. So right, we're looking at post metal, and so far Sori's been in love with post metal. I love post metal too. I don't know if it's going to defeat black metal, but we still got a couple more songs to go, so we shall see. Children of the Eye, let's go. Where's my lyrics? I got lyrics right here, babe. Boom. he warned us about the singing, the vocal style. He's like, the vocal style is an acquired taste, he said.
Oh yeah, I know. I hated it at first.
Yeah,
it was like really, really, really low. Okay, so
I'd have a big problem with it if I didn't have the lyrics here. Even though I will say though, even though I had the lyrics there, it was still kind of difficult to follow the homie. I'm not gonna lie. But go ahead. What were you saying?
So I do this thing where if I really hate the song, I turn it down because I can't have that much thing that I hate in my ears for that extended period.
Whoa.
So I turn it down. And then as the song progressed...
Tell us how you really feel, Soraya.
I tweaked it up a little bit more. By the end, it was all the way up to full blast. Yeah, so I came around.
It's funny to me that you don't see the pattern. The pattern with these bands is it's the build-up stuff, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're building up. So
yeah, but his voice at the very beginning, I'm like, nah.
No.
That's a 3 for me. But then as it progressed, it was changing. And then obviously the lyrics, when I was reading the lyrics, I'm like, woo.
What about him?
Oh, I just, like the way that it was saying, I am the cold, the barren tree, reside in me. I am the fire no one can oversee. Not unto me, truth, fire, one tear at a time. You are a threat to mine. Flood trenches, dread road, like wash away my longing for me to be the last. Like that sort of writing style, I write like that sometimes. So when
you do,
it was going into there, I was like, okay, yeah. And I'm not sure, like, obviously, like, it started painting a picture, so no one will ever leave me behind. I cast no shadow, light is too profound. That's pretty crazy. I am the way all stars align, a new reign uncrowned, with wounds okay, so I actually didn't see that part. I just saw the part where, shaved for burial, soul lost inside. Anoint my skin, nothing to hide. I take the first step in the funeral pyre, a truth fire upon me. So that resigned in me, and then it goes into that part. And I thought, like when we were watching Vikings, and they would sacrifice people to the gods, and it was pretty gruesome, not gonna lie. So when that sort of thing was happening, like the person doesn't look like they're at peace with it. It looks like they're going along with it because they almost have no choice.
Right. Like that girl on Vikings, she had no choice.
Right. But in this, it sounded like the person was confident about what they were doing and where they were going. And I always, You
always what?
Well, I'm debating.
Oh, I see.
Where I want to go with that. Because I always thought that was like, I suppose, like, the best way to die, not by sacrifice, but that is a pretty unbelievable thing. The best way to die? What do you mean? The best way to die in the sense of, like, when you come to the end and like, it doesn't matter what your end is. Let's say it's your last moments and you had an accident, a car accident, or you got cancer or whatever happened. Like, I'm not saying by, like, killing your own self. That's excluded from this conversation. I'm saying as life takes you.
Good to know.
Life takes
You're
you.
not telling us to kill ourselves.
No. As life takes you, that you would be at the point where you would say, when Jesus was at the end of his life, he said, it is finished. You know what I mean? Like, there was this sort of, like, it's done. Like, he accomplished what he came to accomplish. It's fulfilled. It's done. And, like, that would be... I feel like that's the best sort of end, is that when you hit the end, you're not clawing for the surface again, but you're saying to yourself, you know what? It's time.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's like we just got done listening to that story with Sammy the Bull.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hated that. Was a sad one.
I promise you in the next 6 months, I'll probably get an interview with the homie. But,
oh, that would be unbelievable.
He was talking about, Sammy the Bull was a hitman for the Mafia. And for the Gambino family, and all the other mob bosses, they beef with each other at time to time, but they have this thing called the commission. It's where all the mob bosses get together and discuss something. So anyway, they decided that this guy Johnny Keys had to go. He had to die because he was too much of a gangster. And so Sammy the Bull comes up with this amazingly intricate I mean, the guy should have been in the age. I have no idea. Like, it's one of those situations, man. Like, we worked with them in World War II. You know what I'm saying? Like, mobsters were doing shit on the docks in World War II for us. So, but anyway, like, he had to kill this guy, and so he. Anyway, long story short, they capture the guy. And the guy's got to stay there for basically 13 hours while he gets the word. And then he finally gets the word. It's time to kill him. And he goes, sorry, man. The vote didn't go your way, so I got to kill you. And the guy's like, all right, cool. It's just like, it was crazy. Like, he was just... His thing wasn't so much like... His thing was, this is Cosa Nostra. This is how it goes. Mm-hmm. So, this is a life that I live. So, he bodied 50 people. So, I think we were kind of like trying to figure it out. Like, what's going on with this guy?
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, maybe he's looking at it like as atonement for all the other people he killed. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't kill 50 people and then be like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's what you were saying. I was saying, I felt like it was more of a, like, when you think you're the king and then somebody bests you at your own game, that it was like a hat tip to the person.
He wasn't so big in the game, though. He was a small guy.
He was.
He wasn't even at the table for the commission.
But he bested him intellectually and trapped him. Yes.
Sammy? Oh, yeah.
The way that Sammy...
That was smart. The way he got him, I mean, that like I'm saying, that was... But the point is, like, there are some people that just... They're disposed that way, man. They've already made peace with their death and they're going to die. And I think, maybe if you're a priestess or a priest in Egypt, like... I don't know. Maybe they knew that, your last act of devotion is, because that did happen in Egypt where, like, you got buried in the sarcophagus of your...
Right.
If you were his concubine or his wife or whatever.
It's more than that. They would have whole groups of people, so they would be your servants in the next life.
Slaves in the afterlife, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Imagine how horrible that is. Like, really stop and think about it. These people lived as slaves in their life here, and then, like, most people are like, well, when I die, I'm going to get out of this. But nope, not in Egypt. They're gonna bury you in there, and your next thought is you're gonna be raised just to be another slave.
Facts.
That's so bad. How discouraging.
Well, you had them. I'm not gonna say that. Okay. No one will ever leave me behind. See, I initially thought he was talking actually about the sun, because if you look, I mean, they're called, the name of the band.
Well, he talked about the shadow. I cast no shadow. Light is too profound.
Yeah.
I am the way. All stars align.
We look our gods dead in the eye. See, that again to me is about looking up directly into the sun. See what I'm saying? Shave for burial, so lost inside, anoint my skin, nothing to hide. Yeah, so this is a dude, he's ready to die. I think you're right. Like with Sammy, the big thing was like Cosa Nostra. Mm-hmm. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta stay true to that shit right up to the point where you're gonna die.
Right.
And right. I think like there's some people that are devoted that way too, because that's what he's saying, and he's saying he's never going to get left behind. I'm assuming after he completes his sacrifice, he's going to be some sort of spirit that takes you, that protects or whatever. You're never going to be able to get rid of him. Come rain, wash us all away. Here comes the first wave, nothing will remain, because they're just ashes. So the rain is going to come, or the tide is going to come and just sweep them away. So yeah, but
isn't this interesting though that he's going into the fire, but then he's saying that I am the fire, no one can oversee. I know this is not what he's talking about. Maybe but it reminds me of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they were in the fire.
Right.
And Jesus was walking in the midst of the fire with them.
Yeah. I think maybe it's like because you have done this last act of sacrifice to Ra that you become one with Ra after. Because one of the motifs of the sacrificial system, the reason why you use fire was the idea that it was a way of transferring the sacrifice up to heaven, right? So as the smoke ascends, mm-hmm. then the sacrifice is going in the direction of heaven.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, if he's on a pyre, he's mentioning pyre, that means they set him on fire. So the smoke would be going up towards the sun in metaphorically saying he has now become one with Ra.
Whoa.
See what I'm saying?
I do see what
it's
you're
just
saying.
a guess. I
That
don't know.
is interesting, though.
But now he's saying I am the fire no one can oversee. Because now he's completely engulfed in the fire, and then he's going to go up into, the sun, basically, is the idea.
Wow.
And of course, all of our old school, religious teachers would have been like, and he was right, because he was right in the middle of the sun when he died. Right? Because he's in hell, supposedly. Right? So that's what it looks like to me. It's a fascinating thing, the concept of sacrifice. That's another one of those crazy human ideas that...
This sounds like...
Go ahead.
The flood.
Well, when he says, come rain,
When he
wash
says,
us all.
one tear at a time, you are a threat to mine. Flood trenches, drench remnants of my past. Wash away my longing, for me to be the last. Come, rain, wash us all away. Here come the first wave. Nothing will remain forevermore, no more.
Yeah, I think he's talking about him and the other guys. After the fire is done, they're just going to be ash. So when the rain and the floods come, they're going to get swept away. And there's going to be no trace that they even existed.
But I thought you said you went...
Well, metaphorically, they're being set on fire, so the smoke is ascending up to the heavens.
Oh, you're saying just the metaphor. Oh, I thought you meant...
I'm saying that's probably...
in their story that maybe that was how it would go, that you would ascend like that.
Right. But
So if you ascended like that, how would the rains affect you?
Well, your soul would ascend, right?
Oh, you think in the bodily form?
Your soul would ascend, but then the ashes and what remains gets washed away by the water.
Okay.
That's what it looks like to me. What'd you get the song?
For me to be the last. Oh, boy. This one was the one that started out. And then it kept progressing. You go.
Well, I'm sorry.
You go first.
Yeah, and I, you make adjustments via genre, right? So you're talking about, old school first generation black metal is going to be bad production, and so your mind already goes to it. I think with this genre, there's always going to be long, and there's going to be a long buildup. And some of the times they hit the nail perfect on the head. Other times you're like, it could have been a minute and a half shorter.
I think that this one was,
to me,
all the other ones were so beautiful that this one shocked me because it was ugly at the beginning, in my opinion.
Well, it's interesting too because he warned us. He said, "Listen, the vocalist is an acquired taste." And I agree with that. I think that hurt it a little bit, just because you really, really could not understand. Even when I was following along, I'm like, okay, I guess that word is that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure. Go ahead. What'd you give it?
No, I told you go first.
I'm going to give this song a solid 8.6.
8.2.
8.2. There you are, dear listener. If you're a cornball and you're in regular YouTube land, then you're going to have to check us out at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time mañana. But if you are in the stream like a good American,
then hold on. We're coming back.
Stand by. We've got another song on the way. Vin out.
Sori out.
Down.